the 90s was the time when we were really little kids. I mean, we were discovering music and pop culture for the first time.
We were kind of going back and forth between listening to the local like pop top 40 station and the oldies station, because we become very enamored and fascinated by late 50s and early 60s rock and roll and R&B, and then immediately after that then started to kind of expand our record collection and started listening to people like
records that come to mind to me are Spin Doctors, Hootie and the Blowfish, Counting Crows, and Aerosmith with Get a Grip.
Yeah, exactly. Or also I think of people like Delamitri, the song Roll to Me, which is an absolutely stellar song.
It was the era, I mean, especially for music, where pop radio really was popular radio. Like the songs that were on top 40. The top 40 was so diverse. I mean, it was literally really like diverse. You'd get, early 90s, you'd have literally MC Hammer, and then you'd have,
the Fugees.
Yeah, then you have the Fugees, and then you'd have, gosh, I'm trying to think of another one at that time. Like Oasis, the big Oasis track. And go from song to song, it would go R&B, rock, folkish, pop. I mean, it would be, you'd have a little early Will Smith, and it was it was a
good time.
It was a good time, yeah.
I wouldn't always record it, but a lot of times I'd record Casey Kasem Top 40 Countdown. And so you'd hear the broad selection of top 40 songs, and literally on the same week I remember hearing Hootie and the Blowfish, Tom Petty, Boyz II Men, Delamitri, the Four Seasons, the redo of What a Night, and then in addition to
wasn't
that,
that same week? Wasn't the
and
Prince,
I think also
Prince song wasn't
Beautiful Girl in the World probably was around that time.
Yeah.
Could you be the most beautiful girl in the world?
Yeah. His last memorable pop song.
Yes.
Does this happen a lot?
It does, actually. It does.
Yeah.
And that wasn't even really harmonizing.
No, that was a very half-assed.
I was just mumbling along.
Yeah.
Say Dangerous.
Oh. Of course, Michael Jackson was a part of our 90s music
Dangerous
history. And
is
Dangerous
that record is, man, ugh.
I mean, he had Michael Jordan and a music video for Jam.
And Macaulay Culkin was
in
Black and White. And whoever that guy rapped on it, I don't remember the rapper's name. Anyway, yeah, it's awesome.
We were kids in the early 90s, so of course one of the major things that we watched was cartoons, and there was an incredible whole stock of shows
Spielberg.
that had Steven Spielberg, and then also even the Warner Brothers cartoons, the other Warner Brothers cartoons, plus a lot of the network cartoons. They all had theme songs. You had Darkwing Duck, Darkwing Duck, when there's trouble you call DW, Darkwing Duck. Let's get
dangerous. Like Chip and Dale.
Rescue Rain, when there's danger.
Yeah, and then, like Ninja Turtles had a great theme song. Like there was actually, and TV shows actually had great theme songs.
Like
Family
Full House
Matters,
and
Full House,
which were actually written by the same guy.
Step by step, day by day. All this was TGIF, man. That's what we were watching. Probably what most of America was watching.
And a fair slice of Nickelodeon while we were at it, too.
Our first album was completely unexpected to have that kind of reaction. I mean, every artist dreams of selling millions of records, touring the world, having, thousands of people line up to see you. And so when we started off, we wanted that. I mean, that's what you dream of. That's what you want to have happen. But to have your first record just hit that moment was, it went far beyond any expectation at that time.
I will say, though, one thing that we were not unfamiliar with was the female reaction to our music. we had, in the many years that we had been doing local gigs and making records,
we'd seen it on a smaller scale.
We'd seen it on a smaller scale of,
a couple hundred people at a time instead of
a couple thousand.
A couple thousand.
Exactly.
Yeah, there's something that is powerful about just the way music gets to people, and it touches on a nerve that is instinctual. It kind of like people they lose themselves in it. And as an artist, when you're making music, that's part of what makes you want to do it. But when our first record came out, we had grown up listening to a mix of the classic stuff and having, loved great songwriting and rock and roll, but also we're watching everything everybody else was watching. We were looking at grunge, we were looking at modern hip hop and R&B and pop, and I think to be able to sort of suddenly be, quote unquote, a part of pop culture in that era was cool, because we very quickly before that had been, just like everybody else, fans of whatever was at the top of the charts, and all of a sudden you're among those in some way.
Yeah, and Pogs, I never understood Pogs. You've got discs and you sort of hit them together. This seems silly. I'd rather play my Sega Genesis or my Super Nintendo,
or be a drummer in a band,
than play with little disky things. It's like, wait, so somebody took a game of checkers and then they put pictures on the checkers, and this is supposed to be fun? It's like marbles, but not as cool.